Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome to a video today that's similar but different. Part review of a watch, part review of a watch subscription service. WatchGang. Chances are, if you're into the watch scene, you've at least heard of WatchGang. They've been in operation just under 18 months now. The idea is that you subscribe, you pay a monthly fee, and you receive a random package from WatchGang once a month containing a watch that is of a higher value than the price that you paid. It's pretty easy to get set up. You enter a bunch of preferences, whether you'd prefer a bracelet, a leather strap, NATO, and so on. You then pick the style of watch that you're into, sporty, dressy, or minimal, followed by the size of piece that you prefer, small, medium and large. You then pick from 3 subscription service price tags, platinum at $2.99, black at $99 or original at $29. And obviously the quality of piece that arrives on your doorstep varies greatly depending on the price tag. I believe there's also a chance that in your monthly subscription, instead of receiving your regular timepiece, you receive a Rolex or a Tag Heuer in the mail as well, which doesn't sound too bad at all, to be honest. If you're interested in subscribing to WatchGang, there's a 10% discount code in the description of this video. If you're interested in subscribing to WatchGang, I would also recommend you check out another YouTube channel, My Watch Addictions. The host Andrew clearly does have a bit of a watch addiction going on. He's got a whole bunch of these subscriptions. He's got a couple of platinums and a black, and I believe there's also another level. There's a super platinum beyond the top tier at $2.99. Definitely check out his videos. He presents well, and it's great to see what he's been getting in the post over the last couple of months. Alright, enough waffle, let's get into this random package and see what they sent me for January. So what's in today's random brown box for $99? I should point out that it arrived in a random brown box. I opened it, pulled out the watch and had a bit of a head scratch trying to work out where it came from. There was no WatchGang branding, but I soon worked out that this was on my delivery incoming list. So, a nice little kind of earbud style almost. You're expecting a set of headphones in this one rather than a watch, but a nice little road case. Anything that comes other than just a plain old square cardboard box I think is a good thing. And we've got a German watch. This is a TUW ruler. Apparently TUW is an acronym for a bunch of unpronounceable German. The company itself can trace the name back 100 odd years, but this really started in 2015 as a kind of reinvention, a Kickstarter project. So what do you get inside the box then, and what can we tell about WatchGang from this one piece? Well, you get a kind of Bauhaus inspired minimalist automatic watch with a Seiko NH35 movement, sapphire crystal and a decent quality branded Milanese for 99 bucks. Can't be bad really on specs alone. You also get a typically comprehensive German instruction manual. I've never seen as big an instruction manual for such a simple watch there. The Germans really do take life a little bit too seriously at times, but nice to have it there nonetheless. So no movement accuracy report today, but I'm going to do a wrist shot. We're going to have some good close-ups on this watch, tell you whether I think it was worth $99 or not, whether I'll be chuffed or not if a watch like this landed on my doorstep every month for $100. So 40 millimeters in diameter, 20 millimeters lug width, 12 millimeters thickness, exactly 50 mil lug to lug on these kind of vintage style lugs, and 108 grams on the Milanese. And I must say it's a decent Milanese. You wouldn't be upset if you paid 20 US for this one on eBay or Amazon or something and it arrived nice and thick, nice high quality, only a single clasp on it, but it is branded with the TUW ruler logo there as well, which is always nice on a watch at this price point. 316L stainless steel case, and it is just all polished, fairly simple kind of pot case with these very angular vintage style lugs, but it does wear nicely on the wrist as you can see in a minute or two. And again we've got that TUW logo on the crown there, again nice at the price point. Dead flat sapphire crystal, but no anti-reflective coating on this one. And a very nice screw down case back actually. 100 meters water resistance, which is great. Made in Germany, that all important made in Germany, especially in this context at this price point. Sapphire crystal and all stainless steel construction, and the NH35 beating away there. If perhaps for some incredulous reason you have not encountered one of these NH35s before, They're kind of rock solid, 24 joule, 3 hertz, 21,600 vibrations per hour, 6 ticks per second, 42-hour power reserve. I've seen a bunch of them now, and they've all been pretty good, pretty reliable, all usually operating plus or minus 10 seconds a day, so usually better than the stated set of tolerances. You can't sniff at one of these for $100. So zoomed in on the dial then. Now this one is claiming kind of Bauhaus inspiration. Clearly there's quite a lot of nomos in this one, very similar the way that they've used the even numbers. They've chosen to emphasize those and the very thin hands. It's not the only watch of its kind of aping this German minimalist style, but I think they've made some kind of odd visual choices. Not quite sure why they put the big colour stripe across the middle. It doesn't really need it. Date window framed at the 430 is a little bit clumsy as well, and I'm not sure what's going on with those little steel dots on the evens as well. Again, why make something minimalist and then add details to it? Doesn't really make sense to me. Also, not the most expensive looking dial, if I'm being honest. The logo there underneath the 12 o'clock is applied, but it looks a little bit shiny. Doesn't look particularly expensive, this one, but then it isn't expensive, and made in Germany down at the 6 o'clock there. Now there is some debate as to whether made in Germany actually means anything or not. I reviewed the Mark & Son a couple of months ago, and there's been some interesting comments. I always read the comments. Somebody said that as long as the business is registered in Germany and pays taxes there, they can put made in Germany in the dial. If you have any more information about that, please leave me a comment. I've done a little bit of research, but I couldn't find anything categorical, so it would be nice to know a little bit more about how much credence we should be putting in those 3 words on the bottom of the dial there. And there it is on my 7-inch wrist. Looks pretty good, nice and shiny. Milanese, I have to say, is the star of the show today. Those claw lugs, it sits a little unusually on my 7-inch wrist. Perhaps it would be better on gentlemen with slightly larger wrists, but not too bad, and certainly doesn't look like a cheap watch when it's on the wrist. So pretty good as far as that's concerned. And just for fun, if you want to play around with the colour on the dial, there it is on an orange Perlon strap. Those claw lugs do mean that you can fit a NATO or a Perlon under there quite easily indeed. And the spring bars were fantastic, a nice touch there. You often get crappy spring bars on cheap watches, but this one, spring bars, definitely some of the best I've seen. Or a vintage handmade leather strap from Pop-Off Leather. Because the watch itself is so plain, because the dial is pretty clean and white, I think you can pretty much do what you like with this one in terms of strap. It's not going to look too out of place regardless of what you put on it. So there you have it. What can I tell you with confidence about my experience with Watch Gang so far? Well, this watch, January's black offering, certainly worth $99. You can't really argue against those set of specifications, especially with made in Germany on the dial. What I can't tell you, however, is what next month's watch is going to be like. You are going to have to wait a couple of weeks for that one. I also can't tell you whether Watch Gang is right for you or not. I suspect this is the type of service, if you're into watches, if you've got a bit of a collection going on, got some spare cash lying around, and quite like the idea of a random watch arriving on your doorstep once a month that contains a better value than you pay for it. That's probably the type of person who'd be interested in this Watch Gang. If that sounds like you, don't forget the discount code in the description. Thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing what they send me next month. See you in that video, if not before.